Good morning and welcome to Harvest Point Farms. This morning I woke up and I looked outside and it was lovely, and I thought what a perfect morning to go and do a full garden update. So it's a little bit cloudy. We had some rain last night, which was much needed because it's been a little bit hot this last week for Alaskans. Down in the lower 48, 70-75 degrees is not hot, but for us up here it's really hot. So anyway, beautiful morning. Thought I'd give you a full garden update of what's growing right now and what's coming on. So when I walk out to the garden, I don't see it until I round this corner, and every time I'm just so look how beautiful that is. When I planted it all, I thought, oh, is anything gonna grow? And now it's just rows and rows of food, and it just, I don't know, it's just beautiful to me. And especially this morning with these clouds and everything so green, I'm loving it. Okay, we're gonna go from right to left this morning, and yeah, you can be jealous of my mad camera skills. We all have strengths. That's not one of mine. Okay, so the honeyberries, I think I might have a couple left. I've got 8 plants and we've picked mostly all of them. This right here is a blueberry plant, which you could probably hardly see in all of the green. I've got 2 of those and they're just still so little that it'll be a little while before they have any fruit on them. And then back there, I've got cherry plants. So these honeyberries, oh, this one still has a couple of them on them. So I've harvested mostly all of them, made some jam out of them, and then I have some in the fridge that I'm still not sure what to do with. Currants are coming on. Oh, and these are turning. These are black currants, finally starting to turn, which is awesome. And these ones are white currants, and I don't know if you've had a white currant before, but they are so sweet. I think they're probably almost ready too. And I love how translucent they are. They're just really yummy. It looks like fall is already trying to come. These are gooseberries. I've got two gooseberry plants. Also, I have no idea when to pick gooseberries. They're hard as a rock, so I'm not really sure. If you know, please put it down in the comments, because that could be helpful for me. But they're growing, they just don't have anything on them. And then my elderberry plants, these I planted, and then last year in the fall, and then this year they were all dead when I came out in the spring. But the roots weren't dead, because all 4 of them have grown plants, and so I'm grateful for that. I don't know when we'll get elderberries. Here I've got rhubarb, 3 there, 1 there. That's the one we've been picking off of, and a volunteer red Russian kale plant, which red Russian kale is our favorite. Going back around the front to the greenhouse, these were flowers that I planted. Pretty excited to see that some of them are doing something. Aren't those so pretty? Loving that. Okay, greenhouse. People talk about how they have toxic traits. My toxic trait is thinking that I can fit more plants in an area than should actually fit. So that is 2 rows of tomatoes, and they're coming on. These first ones are sun golds. They're coming on really beautifully. I don't know how I'm gonna pick them though. And in the back there I have Romas growing, and they're also coming on. So down here, tucked away, which is probably not good because they're not getting enough sunlight, are pepper plants. And they're doing all right. I have peppers growing on them. But they're not getting as much sunlight as they probably need. So some of those I could probably even harvest. And then backing up here, this is all celery, and I have already harvested probably 10 bunches of celery, and I need to harvest all what's left. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. That's ridiculous. Nobody needs that much celery. These have been really fun to grow. They're just really fun plants. We haven't harvested anything from them yet. They are called cucamelons, and they're cucumbers that look like little watermelons. And the plant is just crazy. Like, it just vines and twists and has got little teeny tiny flowers on it. It's very beautiful. But I have not found yet any that are big enough to like pick and eat. So, oh, look at that. That's kind of exciting. I'm loving that. And then in other cucumber news, let's see if I can get back here. These right here are pickling cucumbers. They're doing all right. A little behind. These ones are called Sorrentos. We grow them every single year, and they just produce so many cucumbers, like so many. We get the seed from Johnny's Seed, and one plant just produces, honestly, enough cucumbers for a lot of people. So I thought I'd scale back this year and plant less, but I still have 9 plants and I still have cucumbers coming out my ears. At the door of the greenhouse we have another volunteer red Russian kale plant, and the herbs are slowing down. My oregano has flowered, and so it's pretty much done, but all of this sage, I need to harvest all of the sage, and then I've got mint that I can harvest, and so it's mostly done. I don't know that I liked planting in these stackables for herbs, but it helped to save space. Back outside, don't judge all of the weeds. But garlic is getting done right now. I've got 2 leaves dead on the bottom. I need 3 or 4 before I pull them, but they're doing really, really well. And the beans that I thought would do nothing are going to be doing a lot here very quickly. So you can see there's flowers everywhere. I actually replanted this crop 3 times because none of them were coming up, and now I have all of those, and then that half row right there. So that's a lot, but look how beautiful these flowers are on these beans. So gorgeous. Next row, we've got some romaine, and this is all Salanova, green and red Salanova. And what I love most about it is that you can cut it off and it grows back, and you can do that so many times and just have a crop all summer long. Here's beautiful kale. We've been picking on this, and I actually, like I said before, my toxic trait, I have 3 plantings of kale. We do not eat that much kale. I don't know what I was thinking. The broccoli, I've already harvested some broccoli. This is our first planting of broccoli, and that over there is our second planting of broccoli, and there's some huge heads on this. So for sure this week I will be harvesting a lot of broccoli. And then this is our first planting of cauliflower, and that over there is our second planting of cauliflower. So they're behind, and it'll be a little bit for them. Here is some more romaine, and then, like I said, the other group of beans. I am still in my pajama pants this morning, which was a bad idea because I'm getting soaked. Cabbages. So I have 5 red cabbages, and they're doing all right. A little behind, but that's fine because they can still grow when it gets cold. And then 5 green cabbages, and this one right here is already getting really, really close. I could pull it now, or I could pull it later. We grow big cabbages in Alaska. down this side of the peas, I had radishes and turnips planted. Those have all been harvested. And then the peas are on. This week we will start harvesting a whole bunch of peas. The onions are doing good. A couple of them are bulbing out. And I have been picking some of them for ready meals in a jar. So they're doing really well. The beets were at the end. I only have one beet left down there. They have all been harvested. And then here's group number 2 of kale. And I have 3 kohlrabi left, which they also look like they need to be harvested. They're getting pretty big. And then there's group 3 of kale. The kale, we have more romaine, which is funny. I don't know why I grew so much lettuce, because I don't even like salad. It's so much chewing. And then, okay, we've got Napas. Obviously, I've harvested some of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more Napas to go. We're just gonna walk right over this aisle here. And then zucchini. So same problem here. I think I just wanted to fill every space in my garden, and so I just was putting plants, and that is creating fun. So much zucchini. Just took off my flip-flops because they're squeaking too much. Carrots are doing really well. I've harvested quite a few already for meals that I've been doing. As you can see, they're starting to do really well. And then the potatoes, this is row 1 of potato, and then I've got 2 more rows over there, just a sea of green. They are starting to die back. The plants are starting to die back. So that's awesome, because then we'll start digging potatoes. But I imagine we have several hundred pounds of potatoes. And the thing I was most excited about this year in planting was pumpkins and squash. And so I've got some growing really well. See if that'll focus. And these ones at the beginning here are sugar pie pumpkins. And they're just hiding in there, tucked in there. I had one. Oh, you guys, the sun. How beautiful is that? The sun broke through. Okay. I have one in here that, oh, there it is, that is already getting orange. So that's pretty exciting. So at the beginning of this row here is all sugar pie pumpkins. I also have sunshine pumpkin, delicata, honey bear, and Hubbard squash in here. So let's see if I can find some to show you. Looks like Matt Hale is coming out to join me this morning on the 4-wheeler. It's pretty fun. Down in here, oh, look at those Hubbard squash. Amazing. And down here is like the most beautiful, bright, happy thing. Look how amazing that is. That is a sunshine, and it looks like sunshine, and it has sunshine shining on it. In between the squash and the pumpkins, I've got 2 rows of strawberries. These are ever-bearing. They're still putting on fruit. And to date, we have picked over 70 pounds of strawberries this summer. And I just picked this bed yesterday, and it looks like I need to pick again. You can see little red poking out here and there. That's the pumpkins. We have 4 more rows of strawberries. We didn't get 70 plus pounds out of those 2 small rows. We have 4 100-foot beds of strawberries here. These ones are June bearing. Cavendish is what we have planted there. And then we have a field of garlic that is also growing and is getting ready to be harvested probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so Matt just dug up a garlic to see how it's going.
So they won't be finished until the top 3 or 4 leaves, or the bottom 3 or 4 leaves are dead like this first one. So we're just about not quite halfway done after pulling the scapes, but you can see it's already starting to size up, so it should be really good. A couple more weeks.
And we're gonna do what with that?
Pick them. Pick them and dry them.
Thank you. Yesterday, we dispatched our chickens. That's Milo, our poodle. Who has poodles? Ugh, me. We dispatched our chickens yesterday, so they have been sitting in these coolers, and we're getting ready to take them in and process them, draining the water out of them. And walking over here to our fruit trees. These are all apple trees. You can grow apples in Alaska. There's not a lot of trees you can grow, fruit trees you can grow in Alaska. You have to have like special varieties, but we are growing some. So this one is a semi-dwarf apple, September Ruby. We have this one that I just showed you here, and that one right there, which you can hardly see because everything's so green. Those are the same. This one here and this one here are Honeycrisp, and then we have some Norland apples there and some crab apples there, and that last one at the end is actually not a fruit tree, it's a lilac tree. This little teeny tiny one, I had to put a post here because it was falling over, but this one has 5 apples on it, so that's the Norland. Anyway, awesome. We decided to dig a, wait, what did I say these were?
I think these are Yukons.
Yeah, Yukon. So this is one
Yukon
plant. How many potatoes are there?
About 9.
9 potatoes. That's one plant.
Out of a 100-foot row.
Out of a 100-foot row.
We have 3 rows of potatoes.
So we'll get a couple potatoes. Just a few.
Should.
Okay, that's your garden tour for this morning. I have my work cut out for me this week with a lot of harvesting and preserving, but it's a wonderful thing to have that blessing. Have a great day.